All right, here we go, Mike. I think. There we go. All right, Mike. I appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah, glad to be here, man.
As you know, I have a project that I need to talk to about a farmer raising cattle back in the old days, and if you'll tell us a little bit about that, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah, my family history goes way back. My great-grandfather and grandfather, they raised cattle, and my grandfather and his brothers had a dairy long time ago in the 50s, 1950s. But then after my grandfather passed away, I had a great uncle, and we continued to raise cattle, but beef cattle. And of course, prices fluctuated up and down with the beef cattle. And then of course, when I came along, I enjoyed animals and just enjoyed raising calves. I would take calves and raise them from a bottle, you know, and stake them out, and most of them were steers, so that we could, you know, butcher them. And the very first steer I had that I raised was a Holstein steer, and I was just a little fella. That steer was probably 2 or 3 feet taller than I was, and weighed almost 800 pounds.
Yeah.
And I would take him out of the stall and just stake him out. And let him eat some grass during the day. And boy, when I was ready to go in, he would just about pull me to the stall because he knew he was going to get some sweet feed.
Get some sweet feed. He's almost like a pet,
oh,
wasn't he?
He was a pet, but as a matter of fact, he turned out really good. Matter of fact, even at the table, eating from, we called him Sweet Meat. You know, that was his name. So we.
But you were raising him to butcher him?
Yeah, raising a butcher. You know, that's you know, dairy cattle is different. You raise for milk, but beef cow you raise for meat. Yeah. And so, of course, back in the day, everybody had cows and hogs, and just that was farm life.
Here in Rowan County.
Yeah. You grew everything, and you ate out of your gardens, and you just
not so much a grocery store.
No, not as much.
Yeah.
Of course, we canned most everything out of the garden, and you know, we ate off of that during the winter, and of course had a freezer and the meat out of the freezer. But farm life was a good life, but it was hard work. I can remember as a little boy getting up hay. I tell you, back in the day, we used to raise Lespedeza. I don't know if too many people raise it anymore. Most people, it's all grass hay today. And I've even asked, well, why don't they raise Lespedeza? Because cows loved it. But you can just imagine a 10-year-old trying to pick up a bale and put it on the trailer. It was so heavy, I'd have to roll it to one of the men to get it on.
Wait, what, 80 pounds?
Yeah, until later. And I was able to stack it, and they'd put me on the trailer. And
the trailer's the rough job, eh?
Oh, boy. But I tell you, the worst part was going to the barn. You either had two choices.
Yeah.
You either were up in the loft, out of the sun, but with no air, or you're out in the sun with some air. And
really?
I would rather be outside any day. Up in that loft, up in there, you just couldn't breathe. It was
tough. So hot, huh?
Hot, tough works, but it was good life.
Good. Well, what was the difference in gathering hay then as opposed to gathering hay now, as far as equipment and manpower and?
Oh my goodness, everything is by equipment now. You know, they've got balers and hay wagons that pick it up out of the field. I mean, today it used to be 8 or 10 people having to get up 300 or 400 bales. Now, one man can do it. You know,
with the round bales now.
Round bales now. Here lately, the latest thing I've seen is the great big square bales. Now, I don't know why they didn't come out with the big square bale before they did the round bale, but anyway.
Well, we had tractors years ago that could have picked them up, possibly.
Could have.
I mean,
could have.
Well, now
as long as you have a front end loader.
Yeah. Now it seems like they just pull into a field with hay or straw, or mainly hay around here.
Right.
And just with a tractor and trailer. And get a bobcat out and just pick it all up, and very maneuverable, fast, easy. Yeah, cut a whole field in a day.
Oh yeah, and one man can get it up, you know, and stack it on there and haul it back to the barn or wherever they shed where they're going to put it, you know. So, technology has really helped even the farmer.
Yeah, well,
you know,
costs down manpower definitely.
Well,
right.
well, one of the best things in hay was what's called a tetherer, which, you know, in the old days you had the old sickle mower and lay it down. You had to wait for it to dry before you rake it up. Now they've got balers with crimpers that squeezes most of the juice out, and then you come back with a tetherer another day. And boy, I mean, you can bale in 2 or 3 days what it used to take you a week to do.
A week.
Yeah.
And also get it up in those 2 or 3 days.
Absolutely.
Which that's probably a whole nother day with
absolutely
6 or 7 people.
You had to wait to line up the help to get it. And if
Yeah.
you didn't get it, boy, it was extra work for the family. You know,
Rough
if you didn't
on
have any help. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Did y'all do any trading of goods like straw or hay throughout with other families? If somebody would run short, would you say, hey, we got a little extra off of our field this year?
Yeah, you know that. You know, farmers kind of work together, and I never will forget the year I got married was 1986. It was the driest year on record. I remember there just wasn't any hay around here. I mean, things dried up. They had to be hay shipped in from the Midwest on rail car, and a lot of the farmers got their hay that way. But that was a drought time, and of course we've had some lean times. But just a matter of fact, I saw come down the road yesterday, and people would have been baling hay this week. So you can get second and third cuttings, you know, if you get a good season.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, it seems like it's really come a long way, that's for sure. And
it has.
The art of, you know, a family garden is slowly diminishing, that's for sure.
It is, but you know, for most people it is. But you know, some you know, it's coming back. You know, the green initiative, everybody's jumping on that bandwagon, and of course wanting everything organic.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, people are going back to gardens now. Of course, now today what's popular is just little raised box gardens.
Sure.
You know, maybe not whole fields, but just box gardens, something that's close to the house, and you don't have to go too far to pick it. You know, you can just have it right there in the yard.
Send the kids out there to grab it.
Yeah,
I understand.
Well, I couldn't be sent out to pick tomatoes though.
No.
Well, I'd always come out the green ones, so
Yeah.
I'd have to let somebody else pick the tomatoes.
Get in trouble with you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mike, I really appreciate it, and hopefully this gets me an A.
Well, I hope you will. I believe you'll do fine.
Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it.
Have
Bye-bye.
a great day.